Good afternoon, everyone. This summer, Disney Plus did the very wise move of buying the rights of Hamilton the musical. In case you've been living under a rock, Hamilton is perhaps the best musical to come out of the 2010s. In fact, it's probably the musical that has received the most awards during this decade, including the Pulitzer Prize. Instead of waiting years for a $700 ticket, you could just watch the musical from the comfort of your own home for only $7 a month. No need for waiting lists, no need for dressing up in a fancy suit. Nah, you could just watch it in your PJs for a fraction of the cost. And as many times as you want to. And you could rewind, and you could fast forward, you could watch it with little subtitles. Luxuries that don't normally happen if you go to New York and see it for yourself. Because I recently became a member of Disney Plus, user. Because I recently became a user of Disney Plus, I wanted to read the very book that inspired the musical before watching it. Yes, the creator, there's a famous picture online where the creator of the musical, Lin-Manuel Miranda, he's chilling on a hammock while on vacation, and he's just concentrated reading his biography on Alex himself. I spent 1 month reading this 740-page gargantuan of a book. So the question becomes, is Alex Hamilton worth the hype? I have not seen the musical. I just know 2 songs. And I just have his biography to go off of. Is Hamilton worth the hype? I'm just gonna say flat out, I read the book for the wrong reason. As y'all know, or at least if you've been on the channel long enough, you know damn well that I have a bias towards my boy, Ben Franklin. When I read Ben Franklin's biography by Walter Isaacson, I was addicted. I read it for the sole reason, what is it about Ben's life that I could use, that I could apply in my own life to be a little more like him? That's why I read Walter Isaacson's account, and that's why I loved it. I took so many notes on that book. That, unfortunately, is not so much the case with Alex. I was scribbling and annotating the shit out of maybe the first quarter of the biography, but then after George Washington gets out of the picture, I was like, oh my God, Alex, you're such a troublemaker. And and if he doesn't make trouble, he attracts trouble. But like I said, I read it for the wrong reason. Alex Hamilton is not necessarily a person to emulate. He is at the very least, for the first quarter of the book, absolutely. His story is a real life underdog story. Alex was dealt the worst hand possible for a white person living in the New World. He was born poor, in the middle of nowhere, to a nobody. He was an illegitimate child. Literally the only reason why he got himself out of Nevis, the poor little island in the Caribbean, was because he convinced people through his writing that he had talent, he was smart, that he was worthy of pursuing a higher education. Literally, his neighbors, they pulled together a bunch of money to send him out because they thought, nah, you don't deserve this life. You gotta go elsewhere. You gotta go to America. You gotta go to New York. Yeah, that's when he started studying. That's when he became a scholar. That's when he started networking with the affluent, one step led to the next, and boom, he's George Washington's right-hand man. He earned that spot. He earned that position. He earned George's trust. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Like I said, after George gets out of the picture, after John Adams becomes president, after, oh my God, oh my God. After George gets out of the picture, Alex becomes a rabble-rouser, troublemaker, or a magnet of trouble. I'm sorry. But like I said, I read it for the wrong reason. I read Chernow's book for the wrong reason. I was hoping for a manual for which to emulate the man. No. That's only the first quarter of the book. The rest is just drama. The rest is just drama and scandal. Some people are into that. If you're into that, you're gonna love Alexander Hamilton by Ron Chernow. Because I'm not interested in causing drama or being involved in scandal, I was like, oh my God, dude, just shut up. You should have known better. You know what Alex needed, in my opinion? He needed some of Ben's wisdom. When I got word that Ben was not included in the musical, Ben was not invited to the musical, it made me deeply disappointed. But they really only met once or twice. They really mostly crossed paths during the Second Continental Congress. But after that, there's not really much interaction between Alex and Ben. But oh my God, if Ben would have shared his sage advice to Alex, maybe he wouldn't have experienced such an untimely demise. But you know what? I'm going to be totally fair to the book. It is majestically researched and beautifully written. Even though it uses some very high-level vocab, you don't feel stupid when you read it. Like the context clues give you the good gist as to what these words mean, and you feel, on the contrary, you feel a little bit smarter for like, oh wow, I know it. I could read this paragraph and know what it means. No, seriously, shout out to Ron Chernow for digging deep within the rabbit holes of America's archives to find all the dirt on Alex, to crank out a 740-page book about him. Oh my goodness. If anything, it's a manual for what not to do. After George's presidency, it's a manual of what not to do. Is Hamilton worth the hype? If you're into saucy, juicy, historical drama, yes. It is absolutely worth the hype. You know what? I'm going to watch the musical sometime this week and get back to you. I really want history to be shown, to be taught in ways that are exciting and fun. A lot of people think that history is their least favorite subject in school, but history has such wonderful stories to it. It's musicals like Hamilton that really make us turn our heads to our past. It explains why things are the way they are. With someone like Hamilton, who I'll admit, I appreciate for being an important factor for the groundwork of our modern nation. You know what? We need more people like Lin-Manuel Miranda to make compelling musicals or compelling art. To make compelling art that will get modern audiences to appreciate and love history. That's what we need. We need to learn from our history so we could fix the mistakes of today to make a better future. And with that, I say, have a good one. Take care. Kick ass.